every time I'm out walking around, I kind of find myself just asking, why do we do what it is that we do? Um, which like ultimately comes from me, and I'm questioning why do I do what I constantly do. But I found that over time, a lot of peace comes from just accepting that you're going to do what you're going to do, and there's no reason to feel shame around it. I think a lot of shame comes from us not acting in accordance with how we think we should be acting, and on like a spiritual level, I think that very like base way of acting is by trying to be a loving and kind person, accepting that you will mess up, accepting that other people will mess up, and choosing forgiveness and choosing to mend relationships as needed. Because like being alive is just one big challenge of sharing space. We don't need to be in each other's lives, but we are sharing the same resources. It's kind of like I got an image of a watering hole, and there's crocodiles and gazelle drinking at the same watering hole. And that's really just like life. We're not all going to get along, and like I don't even know, man. Life's so inherently violent, and I want to preach nonviolence, and that is very, very doable. Um, but at the end of the day, when we eat plants, when we eat animals, we're taking another life to sustain our own. And humans apply that to other humans too, and that causes so much fucking strife, grief, and pain. And we're all doing it on such a holistic level, to like varying degrees, obviously. But we really can reframe and live in smaller, easier ways rather than constantly trying to take and take and take and take. I think a bug pooped on me. Like something fell on my arm. It's not raining. There's not a cloud in the sky. But yeah, it's really quite easy to choose peace and choose love. But that is only, like that's only ever made a possibility by experiencing pain. Because through alchemizing our pain, we're able to love and be more patient and kind. Like, as individuals, we all create the collective. There's so many people who have had their, like, I don't even know, like, glorified their pain, had their pain just ignored and chose to act out of pain, which then creates more pain in the world. But as individuals, we have the possibility to not do that. And ultimately, we all have to learn how to swim. But I think we all forget that we need to be taught how to swim. That is to say, that we need to be taught how to just like not fear our emotions and not fear life. Buddhism has a really good practice in that, because it's about accepting your life for what it is and still choosing love, which really comes with like just a lot of like mental reorganization and a lot of like healing. I don't think I'd be anywhere near who I am if I didn't get into like Hinduism and Buddhism and like Eastern philosophies and religions. Which then comes to my mind. I want to like mention this because like it's a bigger topic that I think about, but there's a lot of like appropriation that comes with studying these religions. But then on a spiritual level, we are all one, given all these different forms. I think it's really a matter of learning the most we can about other people, especially now after we've been fucking intermingled through colonization, because then that creates a more unified and compassionate collective. Because like we all are fucking intermingled. I do something here, it affects you on the other side of the planet. I guess I just want to just draw attention to that, give some food for thought. Like, life is so fucking tangled and messy, and I know that like just by living, I fucking hate this part about society. I know that by living my everyday life, I'm actively harming other people because I'm choosing to stay oppressed by these systems. But then if I go and fight against these systems, it's tough and hard, and maybe I won't make it, maybe I'll die. Maybe that's what it takes to be like a revolutionary, and like revolutionary in the sense of like societal, but also like just for you as an individual, like revolution within yourself and feeling more like yourself. But like an internal revolution, I guess, is not being afraid to die. And just going and trusting and seeing where your life can take you. Which I think like we all are doing. It's just a matter of recognizing it or not. Like, I think about it so much, and I don't know, I feel as if when I do die, there's gonna be a part of me that's like, oh no, I don't wanna die, I wanna keep living. But like, this entire existence I've had, it's my birthday today, so like every year up to this point has created what you see. And it's brought me a lot of peace, this notion of death, because I'm here for an indeterminate amount of time. I have no idea how long I'll live for. So that calls on me to spread as much good, because the world will continue when I'm gone. My influence will still radiate into people. So try to leave the world as best as I can leave it, and while having this time on this planet, try to live as best of a life as I can. And like, that doesn't come from like selfishness and trying to be like holy, just living for yourself. It comes a lot from giving back to people, giving back to the community, and connecting and learning. Like, I've had so many absolutely beautiful people come into my life, and I would not be who I am if I didn't interact with them. People have shown me so much grace, compassion, and love, and I've been told that I've been able to do that for them too, which I'm very happy about. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't ever like think before I do these. I was reading this book by Soetsu Yanagi, and he's talking about like folk art. What is it? Minge, The Beauty of Everyday Objects. It's a collection of essays by him about how, I'm not going to describe it, but like everything holds beauty, but particularly for him, folk crafts, or like stuff that he's made. Not stuff that he's made, well, maybe stuff that he's made, but stuff that other people have made and are simple and like readily available. Just kind of like eclectic stuff. Maybe I'm not fully understanding that, but the way I conceptualize it is that there's beauty in every single thing. It's just a matter of seeing it that way. Yanagi is talking about how the most beautiful art is created by the artists allowing themselves to flow, and whatever comes out of them is what's going to come out of them. And I can't put that in any better of a way, but that's how I feel about life. I feel as if I felt more at home in myself when I allowed myself just to be authentic and like what I like and do what I do without questioning it and judging it. That still happens at times, and that is needed, because like self-reflection, being curious about how you acted, and being curious about how you acted and how that impacts the world around you. At least for me, I find that really fucking interesting. But the more you allow yourself to just flow, the easier life becomes. And I have found myself to be in some really beautiful scenarios because of it, and to have had some really beautiful experiences. I also do this because like I hope that by showing myself and showing others that love is possible, that we can all choose love and choose to live in a more harmonious way, which is a really tough thing to do. Like, love is up against a millennia of, is it millennia 1,000 years? Honestly, since the fucking like birth of the goddamn universe, we've been at strife with ourselves, constantly fighting and conflicting and creating. But right now, we could have the ability, like right now we have the ability, not that we could, we do have the ability to create a world that is loving and peaceful. It just takes a reframing of your life and what you're here to do. If we can frame it as that we're here to be a collective and just like a source of good in the world, then we can create that for everybody else. It just, I don't know, I'm going to spiral if I keep going on that, because I can't understand why it's so hard to get over that. But it's probably all that pain I'm talking about, and people fearing death and choosing to be selfish rather than giving and helping everybody live as best life as they can. Because we see that we have one life, and we think that I need to make my life the best life. But ultimately, we're here to give back, and we give back in the most authentic and beautiful way when we just allow the love of the universe to flow through us, which I think a lot of religions talk about, like Buddhism, Christianity, like everything. It's just talking about God and allowing God to be loving and kind to you. Which I think is like the baseline of everything. I do have a belief in God, but it's like my own belief that I've formulated by cherry picking through my experiences of life. But yeah, life is fucking jumbled as shit. I'm sure I can find more to say, but I'll save it.